Out of here, you're going to. It was evident this was not going to develop into a strong relationship, and Zeb had never even heard of this Muley Joe, even though the man seemed to think Zeb should be impressed. "Nothing to worry about," Zeb assured him, shouldering his gun. "I'll stay out of your territory. I can always trap the other side of the swamp." He had no intentions of building up any hard feelings with anyone he had to live by through the winter. "I'll warn you right now," the man continued. "Anyone we find where we don't figure they belong will damn soon find a bullet hole in their hide." He finished the conversation by returning to the cabin where Zeb could hear him talking to his men. Zeb followed a game trail winding through the brush and chokecherry bushes to the far side of the meadow. Rabbits scurried out of his way while mink squinted at him from their hiding place along the edge of the pond where they managed to break through the half-inch layer of ice. Some thoughts of setting traps in this area crossed Zeb's mind, but he realized he was still too close to Muley Joe's realm, and having no desire to aggravate the men further, he continued to an area where he had placed a few traps earlier. When he reached down into the murky water to pull out a beaver, he heard the zing of a shot flash by his head. He grabbed up his own rifle and ducked back into the bushes. The first thought to cross his mind was that Muley Joe had sent one of his men after him. But then he realized they would have had to pass him in order to be in a position to have shot from the opposite side of the pond. He found a place where he could cross the channel and discovered the location from which the shot had originated. Sure enough, the grass was tramped down, and he found tracks where the sun had thawed the trail. Zeb hunkered down to mull over the situation and give it some close consideration. This trail led off to the north side of the meadow, yet Joe's camp was on the south side. There had to be someone else after him as well. After following the tracks a short ways and satisfying himself the person had gone this way, he left the trail and took to higher ground. This way he wouldn't be hampered by the heavy brush and could make better time. Having covered this trail many times, he knew about where it emerged into the open, so he hurried on to see if he could locate tracks. Finding none, he stepped back in the brush and waited. Soon he heard footsteps coming toward him. Then he moved out onto the trail, aimed his rifle, and confronted the man. "Suppose you drop that rifle before I feel obligated to blow a hole in your belly large enough to walk through," he stated angrily. The events of the morning had already stretched his patience as tight as it had been in many a day. "At that distance you could have killed me, for God's sake, so I guess I should be grateful you're such a poor shot." "Mister," the man replied arrogantly, "if I'd had a notion to kill you, you sure as hell wouldn't be standing there now, so just consider yourself lucky it wasn't one of Haskins' men back of that trigger. They got orders to shoot you on sight. He has 4 men working the west side of the meadow. With Muley Joe concentrating on the south side, this is about the only place left for me and my partner to trap." "This whole area's been wide open for years," Zeb stated. "So why all the concern just this year?" "It was Hawkins' idea," the man replied. "He found this place and told us we could trap here if we was to give him 10% of all our winter catch." "Do you realize that makes 12 trappers in here besides myself?" Zeb remarked. "By spring there won't be a beaver left in the whole damn pond, and that will ruin the trapping in this meadow for years to come." Zeb shook his head at the stupidity of man. It was a known fact that you never took everything nature had to offer, or you could deplete the rewards, perhaps forever. "That's not my problem," the man declared. "But I can tell you right now that if you're planning to do any trapping around here, you damn well better be making a deal with Hawkins, and soon, 'cause I already am not sure there's any room left." "Looks as though I better be looking into this mess," Zeb decided, picking up the man's rifle and filling the pan with mud. "You bastard," the man swore. "You have no call to ruin a man's gun." "You gave me the right when you took a shot at me," Zeb said. "And besides, while you're busy cleaning that up, I'll know you won't be trying to shoot me in the back." Back at his traps, Zeb found the beaver had chewed off his own leg and escaped. So he pulled the traps and headed back toward his cabin, trying to figure out this latest turn of events. Under the present circumstances, it didn't look like he had much of a chance at making anything on a trap line around here this winter, and he sure as hell wasn't about to make any deal with a man such as Hawkins. Years ago, Zeb had pegged him as a blowhard, a bully, and a loudmouth, not a person he would trust in any kind of a deal. Hawkins was a large man, muscle-bound, and a threat because he had no ethics and no sense of fair play. By the time Zeb reached his cabin, he had fully decided it wasn't worth the effort of trying to trap the meadow this winter, not with 12 others doing the same and every one of them aiming at his back. His mind was made up. He'd take the few pelts he already had and find somewhere else to trap for the winter, leaving